Listen, I am so fired up to be on here to talk to you guys about my travel business opportunity and my journey since getting started in 2014. So I'm going to just go ahead and put it out there. If you're not already following me, hit that follow button, guys. I have been so excited to see that my evergreen information has still been creating results here on YouTube. But your girl have to come on here and give some updates and some real life testimonials about what this travel business opportunity has been able to do for myself and my family and what I am looking forward to. First and foremost, I am officially on my millionaire journey. I have made a decision that I am going to become a millionaire. And in this business opportunity, you guys, the opportunity is wide open for me, and not just me, but for other people as well. And I needed to get on here because I pride myself on not being a traditional network marketer. I'm not a traditional influencer. Nothing about me is traditional. And so I need to put it out there. I need to have this conversation with y'all. So grab your pen, grab your paper, and take some notes, because by the end of this video, I definitely want to welcome you to joining my team of nearly 3,000 travel agents worldwide. Can y'all believe that? So in 2014, I was working full time in the oil and gas industry, and I was also running my part-time certified event planning business. Okay. So when I was young, my dad, who was an entrepreneur my whole entire life, told me, listen, you go to school, you go to college, you do all the things, be as smart as you want to be, but you better always have something in your back pocket, meaning a business, and not to ever put all my eggs in one basket. And I often hear people in our industry talk about how their parents told them to go to school, get a good education, get your degree so you can get a safe and secure job. That was never my story. My dad did not go to college. He's been an entrepreneur ever since his high school days. And so I listened to my daddy. I started my first business at the age of 17, making homecoming moms. That ended up being a really good business for me for many years thereafter. I also had a contract service business where I offered contract services to homeowners association in the Houston and surrounding areas, where I hired painters to paint street addresses on curbs, y'all. So I have then got into event planning because of my mom's business of being a caterer and an event coordinator. She liked decorating, baking cakes. And I'm like, Mom, I need to help you run your business, because she was giving away her business, y'all, falling for the okie doke and the feelings and emotions of people. As a kid, I remember in elementary school, I was charging kids 25 cents to come in my backyard to look at my stuffed animals, because I made a zoo, and they knew there weren't any real animals back there, but people was paying me 25 cents, and I even had 50 cents VIP access. So I've been an entrepreneur my whole entire life. And one of the things that I was looking for at the time was for a travel agent to help me with a group of ladies that were planning to go to the Virgin Islands with a bride who I was helping her with her wedding. And she said, do you know a travel agent? And I'm like, well, I can book this, but I didn't have time. I was working my full-time corporate job as well as running my event planning business. So I went to seek a travel agent. I reached out to a few. None of them got back to me. And then I was in a Facebook group, and a lady made a post that said, let me show you how to turn your vacations into income. Y'all blew me away. I was like, those are two words that I love. Vacations and income. I'm all in, right? And so I got the information. It didn't take me a long time to discover that I needed to literally get this information and get on the money-making side of travel. It was something that I was going to do anyway, right? And so I got the info, didn't even watch the full video, got started in the business, and your girl was a travel agent. Well, that was with my first host agency, and I was with them for 11 months. And there was some integrity issues that happened with that host agency. They are no longer around. I think they changed their name. I don't know. But in November of 2015, I was introduced to IntelliTravel and Planet Marketing, to which I am still here in the business as the number 33 income earner out of over 135,000 worldwide, you guys, and the number 19 income earner in the USA alone. And we're talking about my journey. November 3rd, 2015, I was introduced to this business. There were things that was happening in the other host agency. I knew that my upline and my leaders didn't care a whole lot about booking travel. They cared more about recruiting. And I was not that person that was just all in solely recruiting. I literally loved booking travel, selling travel. I wanted to know all things about being a travel agent. And so I was very much drawn to changing from that host agency to this host agency. And just this year, I will celebrate 10 years, you guys. I have been with IntelliTravel and Planet Marketing for 10 years this coming November. And so I got started and I was so excited. First of all, I was excited that IntelliTravel had already been around at that time for 25 years. Okay. I love the fact that they had never, ever been in the travel MLM industry, and that with our partnership with Planet Marketing, they were going to be able to remain true to their business values. So a lot of misconceptions people have about IntelliTravel is that they are a travel MLM, and it's absolutely not true. IntelliTravel is a standalone host travel agency that was smart enough to partner with a marketing company, which is Planet Marketing, so that Planet Marketing can focus on bringing value to IntelliTravel by recruiting agents, which is how we're now the largest host agency in the world with over 135,000 active agents in over 20 countries, you guys. So Planet Marketing, Mr. Donald Bradley, the founder and CEO of Planet Marketing, had a vision, and his gift was recruiting and building strong, powerful teams. In fact, Planet Marketing has paid out over $300 million in commission since the partnership with IntelliTravel. And y'all, listen, thanks to Planet Marketing reps and directors and top leaders like myself, we have built IntelliTravel to be a strong name in the travel industry. Now, if you have ever seen any videos where people are bashing travel MLMs, y'all throw that to the wayside and pay attention to who these people are and check out what their agenda is, because what you will never find is any of our industry partners, our hotels, resorts, cruises, vacation villas, airlines, car lines, passports, visa companies. None of these companies will bash IntelliTravel. Why? Because we have sold nearly $5 billion in travel. We're cleaning up in travel awards and recognition. And this has been a beautiful experience for me because I've been here since the very beginning. When I joined IntelliTravel, y'all, there were less than 2,000 travel agents. And now I have nearly 3,000 agents on my team alone. And so this is huge because working this business, I started off working part-time in the business because I was already working a full-time, high-demanding corporate job in the oil and gas industry. My younger kids were little toddlers. I had a teenager. He was also playing sports in high school. And now those babies are big kids. My baby girl will be 12 this month. My youngest son turned 13 this year. My oldest son is 26 and married, and his mama booked the destination wedding last year. So time flies. I was able to retire my husband, y'all, 2 years ago, 8 years early from his government job and part-time personal training business, thanks to this business opportunity. So on March 31st this year, I celebrated 9 years since I was laid off from my corporate job. Go figure. March 31st, 2016, my six-figure corporate job that I loved, that I prayed for, hoped for, wished for. It was literally my dream job, y'all. I was earning a high six-figure income in the oil and gas industry as a business development manager. It was my job to sell pipeline projects, pipeline technology for pipeline projects to top billion-dollar corporations. And that job came to an end. And for the very first time in the middle of a job loss, I was not crying. I was excited because on that date, I'll never forget it. It was on a Thursday. It was March 31st, 2016. It's about 10:30 in the morning that I was sitting there with HR that took them less than 3 minutes to tell me that I no longer had a job. And after packing up my boxes and taking down my office decor, there was a skip in my heartbeat where I had been in this position in the past where I'm crying, I'm devastated, I'm disgusted, I feel discouraged. I'm like, what did I do wrong? And as usual in my industry, you could do nothing wrong. In fact, in my states, Texas is an at-will state, as most states are, right? And so I remember the HR director saying to me, hey, you texted me if today was going to be your last day, and I didn't respond. I wanted to wait and tell you in person. And why did that conversation happen, y'all? I had got a text message, all right, the night before to meet them in my office in Houston. HR flew in from Dallas, Texas to Houston, Texas, just to fire me. And I thought that was odd. I'm like, okay, well, why? What are we doing? Is it my last day? And you sent me a text to come to my office with all my things, but you're not even telling me if it's my last day or not. So she waited, but I had a feeling. I had called my husband that morning. I was like, babe, I think I'm losing my job today. HR is flying here and we don't have that type of relationship in my role. And so I figured, she's like, bring all of your work materials. And my work materials was all the things: credit cards, company credit cards, company business cards, company shirts, iPad, cell phone, laptop, company car, keys, like all the things, right? And so I was like, okay, take it all away. And she was confused. Most people that were in my position weren't prepared with an additional income. But guys, that day that I was laid off from that job, guess what? I got paid twice in my business. Twice. From Planet Marketing, I earned my director bonus, and I also earned my weekly check. And it was ironic that I had earned my bonus on that date because we normally would receive our director bonuses on the 1st. This was March 31st. I thought corporate had made a mistake. And that was my sign from God that I was already positioned for what I could not see coming, you guys. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I was already positioned for what I couldn't see coming. And that was a huge blessing. I called my husband with excitement. I was like, baby, I lost my job today. And he was confused. Hello? Because those moments happened before and I was crying, sitting in the parking garage. And that day I wasn't crying. I had a business meeting to get to. It's like I hadn't missed a beat. I was presenting this business opportunity in a hotel room in front of over 100 people that night. And I shared, y'all, my plan B just became my plan A. I lost my job today. And the whole room was like, because it was my story that I got a plan A. I earned 6 figures on my job and I'm still working this business. And so I became an example and of to a lot of people what it looks like to lose your job with a plan B. 2 weeks after that, y'all, I was in the Bahamas in a bikini sipping cocktails. Thanks to my business, I was invited on a fam trip. That's a familiarization trip, also known as an educational trip that's exclusively designed for travel agents to come out and explore. How in the world did that happen? I became really good friends with one of our top suppliers, and she saw on my Facebook page when I made the post that my travel business became my plan A because my job fired me. And she was like, oh my gosh, you lost your job. What are you going to do? I was like, I'm doing this full time. I'm never going back to corporate America. My husband gave me his blessing. I said, I just want to get home. I want to be with my babies. Y'all see my babies. I want to be home with my children and be able to run my business. Success. total success. I'm so glad I followed my vision. I was nowhere near earning six figures when I made that decision, but I understood that if I was able to earn a few $1,000s part-time, that if I kicked up the activity in my business, I could then earn thousands of dollars and replace that six-figure income. In 2017, I made the decision that we would homeschool our children and that I would do more of my business online. So I was learning social media strategies. I started putting more content on YouTube. I was sharing more content on Facebook, Instagram, and my business started picking up. And I was coaching and training and teaching other people to do the exact same thing. In 2018, you guys, I literally start going what I thought was viral, y'all. I had less than 4,000 subscribers on YouTube, and yet my visibility with my views and my watch time led me to earning six figures in my business. So it took me a year and a half after losing my corporate job to replace that six-figure income. Mind you, working this business still about 20 hours a week. So I was essentially still working a part-time schedule, but I was able to dedicate more time. I was way more happier too, because I was able to be at home with my kids. We were going on movie dates. We were going to the library for reading time. We were going to the zoo. We were having fun. We were at Chuck E. Cheese. I would take my kids to the McDonald's Playland area. And while they were having a good time, mommy was working on the business. At the playground, I traveled with my cell phone, my iPad, my laptop, and I was able to do business anywhere. But I was super happy. On their nap time, which was the typical lunchtime, I would do a daily 15-minute conference call. I start running Facebook campaign groups where my team and I would come together and we would promote this business, and people were signing up literally 100 to 150 a week. Y'all, life changing. And then y'all know what happened in 2020, right? But this is when I got smarter and I was like, you know what? I need to automate my business. And I realized I didn't want to be a traditional network marketer because I was doing all the things. I was live on phone calls. I was live on webinars. I was hosting home travel parties. And a home travel party is when you go into someone's home and you pretty much put a presentation on the TV and you sell the opportunity. Was I successful doing it? Absolutely. We grew our organization by hundreds by doing that, but I couldn't be absent from it. And it was taking me on the road. So I wasn't just doing home parties in my local city. I was in other cities, other states, you guys, sharing this opportunity, leaving my husband, leaving my children to build my business. And it was starting to remind me of how I was building in corporate America, where I was traveling 80% of the time, literally watching my kids grow up on FaceTime. I did not want that for myself in my own business. So I was desperately seeking a way that I could automate this business and put this business online where it could make money, whether I am live or not. Where I really wanted to learn how to make money in my sleep. And I was able to do that. So I created what is still hot, okay, for my team. In fact, it is responsible for me earning over $250,000 a year. And that is two strategies. Number one, I have a posting strategy that I teach my team, helping them to build their brand, build their audience, even if they've never, ever been in a business before, even if they have zero social media presence, and teach them how to build up that authority and consistency through social media, all platforms. Secondly, I have a workshop, and this workshop was designed to replace live Zooms. So as my kids were getting older, I understood that I thought it would get easier, but literally they run my husband and I's schedule. My daughter is a competitive cheerleader. My youngest son is competitive in his sports. And at the time when I came up with this idea, my eldest son was playing college football. So it was impossible for me to run live Zoom campaigns because when those campaigns would run is when I needed to be at a practice or at a game. And a lot of people on my team were scared to present. They didn't think they were good enough. So many people are shy, they're introverts. And I thought it would be unfair if I didn't create a system that would still help people like that win, right? I know I have a gift in presentation and speaking and talking. God gifted me that a long time ago. Okay. And so I understood that a lot of people were building their team based on me helping them. And I'm thinking, how can I help them when I can't? Does that make sense to y'all? Like, how can I help them when my baby girl, I need to do her hair and makeup for cheer and they need a presentation? How can I help them if I don't want to talk to anybody but my husband and my kids and I just want to unplug and be with my family? Can y'all relate to that? Like, I know there's a lot of parents out here that want more time with their family, but they would have to sacrifice their finances. People don't want to sacrifice their finances because you work hard to earn the income that you earn to live the life that you live. And so there had to be something out there that we can have it all. And I've been running this campaign with my team all 2025, talking about how I've cracked the code and how we can have fun, we can build our freedom, we can have our finances, and so that we can be with our family. Fun, freedom, finances, and family. That is so important, right? Because what good is it to work hard if you can't play hard? What good is it to be in a business if you don't enjoy it and you got to hustle and you're literally dreading building your business just like you did a job? And I knew for me, I needed to make it fun, simple, and lucrative. And so my workshop that I built it, y'all, is automation. I found a way to automate network marketing. I understood the foundation of network marketing, all the things that I've learned in all the years from incredible leaders, millionaires now today, in fact, that I needed to find my way of doing it, which is why now I want to track my journey to becoming a millionaire, because I know that there are other people out there that would love to collaborate and work this industry that they love without this industry working them. Even last year, I went against my own personal morals, right? My own, not in a bad way, but I start bending things. So when I became $250,000 earner, guys, keep in mind, I didn't have a coach. I didn't have a mentor. In one whole year, in less than 4 months, I built a team of 800 without any live Zoom presentations. We did 0 live home parties. We weren't in any hotel meetings. This was strictly with my on-demand travel agent workshop and following the 5 posting strategies that I taught my team. And after such, then people were like, we need you. We want you to come back to doing home parties. We want you to come back to hotel meetings. And I'll be honest, I love people, y'all. I really do. I go to the meetings more so for the hugs and the high fives, the smiles, the energy, the camaraderie. But I did not want to ever go back to building my business where it required my presence. And so last year, all year, I traveled every single month, because what I was being told by top earners is that my income would double if I added the offline marketing strategies to my online strategies. But I had been doing my online strategies for so many years without the offline activity. It totally threw me out of the water. I felt like a fish out of the water. I was depressed. I was sad. I was missing my husband. I was missing my kids. I was then negotiating with them on what events I could attend, what events was actually coinciding with things in the business. I'm having conversations with my son about, okay, mom's going to miss this game, but I won't miss this one. And it was crushing me inside, y'all. Crushing me. I remember one event where I literally paid someone to do my daughter's makeup, and I was so disappointed because she didn't look the way she looked when mommy did her makeup. And that was our bonding time. And again, crushing inside because I had spent time building this business to work for me so that I could literally have it all. And so respectfully, I saw that it took 1 year to not even get what I was able to do within a matter of a few months when I was working solely online. And emotionally, I was not okay. I did lose my dad last year, which I know that caused a big part of my emotional detachment, emotional stress, maybe I could say. But I was already feeling stressed by traveling and missing out. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not living that life again. And so 2025, I was like, Travel Queen is back. Just have to accept the fact that I'm not a traditional marketer. I got to be loud and proud about it, not keep it a secret, knowing that I am not offending my friends in the network marketing industry. Y'all, phone calls worked. How do I know? I did it. I did everything that I was coached to do. I don't want anyone to misunderstand my message when I am coming to you guys and I am saying that my online strategies are powerful and that this is what works for me. My coach, she was sharing some of the qualities and characteristics of top earners that are literally where I want to be. And she says, what do you notice about each of these leaders? I said, they're playing their game. They're sticking to what works for them. And last year, I did not do that. Now, I will only do that, right? I am doubling down on what I know works for me. The 3-way phone calls works. But I built a system to where we don't need many 3-way calls. 99% of the people who join me in business, you guys, never even talk to me. Now, how did that come about? I wanted to build my business like a business. How many of y'all have iPhones? How many of y'all have Samsung too? I got both. I got iPhone. So, whatever. I got both. But I didn't need a 3-way phone call with Apple or Samsung to make my purchase. I didn't need a hotel invitation. I didn't need a live Zoom presentation. They didn't need to follow up with me. I knew what I wanted. They did really good with their marketing and put all the information out there. Told you the benefits and the features of the phones, told you exactly how to purchase the phone if you desired to have it. They had videos on demand. I could get them if I wanted. I could do a 360 tour online without having to talk to a single person. And let's be honest, we are living in a day and time now where people really don't even want to talk to you, your own family. You'll call somebody and they'll send you to the voicemail and then text you, hey, what's up? Yeah, that's me. I do that too. Okay. So anyways, we're living in that time where people really, they're like, I don't want to talk to you. Just send me your link. I was getting a lot of that when we were showcasing a Zoom and the team like, is it going to be recorded? Because I have people, they want the information, but they won't be there when it's live. And then I'm getting more people interested in the recording than who wanted to be on their live. So I start questioning, well, why are we doing this live? Why don't we just record it? If it's 2 a.m. or 2 p.m., they can have access to the information, right? But I also understood that when I wanted to upgrade my phone, I went online. I knew what my budget was. I knew exactly what I was looking for. I didn't need to talk to anyone to help me with that decision. And that's when I decided that I wanted my business to work for me in that way. I wanted to put marketing out there. I wanted to put all the details about how the travel business works out there. So if there are other people who already know they want to earn money and travel, they already know that they want a home-based business. They already know that they are looking for a host agency. If they're looking for a coach, a mentor, they're looking for a way to make money online. I needed to make it easy for them to find me, get the information even without talking to me. And I made the information simple and detailed. I remember one of my business friends was like, girl, your webinar is too long. You are talking way too much. And guess what? I out recruit her in a heartbeat. A 15-minute presentation is not enough. And when I was running those 15-minute presentations and videos, people had questions. It was too fast. It was not enough. It was requiring 3-way calls. And I'm like, I've done enough 3-way calls to know the top questions that people have. Why don't I just go ahead and answer them in the presentation? I've been to enough hotel meetings to know that they didn't just do a presentation. They literally bring people to the front of the room to tell their story. And after the presentation, I would hear people, or people would come up to me and say, "Oh my gosh, I was moved by your story. I can relate to you." So I'm like, why don't I add some testimonials in my presentation? So now my presentation isn't going to be 15 or 30 minutes. It's going to be 50 minutes to an hour, still less than a movie. And anyone who is truly interested and ready to make a decision will watch all 50 minutes to 1 hour of that presentation. And that is how I became the top recruiter in our entire company, and how I've been able to help other people on my team recruit total strangers without them having to do three-way calls, home parties, live Zooms. Why? Because the workshop is designed and modeled by traditional network marketing. It just works for the average person, right? People are looking for time freedom. And in our industry, we talk a lot about that. Get into network marketing, get more personal freedom, get more time freedom. But yet you get in the industry and there's a call every day, there's a Zoom every day, there's a meeting every week. They want you to give up your weekends. They want you to give up your nights. They want you to give up. And then you become exhausted or overwhelmed and you're like, this can't be the only way that I can make money. Okay. Again, I'm only talking to a few people, and this is not to offend my friends in the industry. I did it all. I know how it works. There have been times where I'm packing a bag, getting on a flight, did my hair, got my makeup done, got my outfit together. I'm going to a whole other city or state just to show up to find out that they didn't invite properly. And that time that I took away from my family, that money that I invested to be in that city did not cover the cost. And I'm like, I could have easily had this person send a link to their friends and likely have made more money by sending this link. So I'm saying all of this to say I'm looking for those people who are ready to build in a non-traditional way. I have the evidence of what works. I have many, many success stories of people who have gone and built teams of over 100 without ever hosting a home party or inviting to hotel meetings or even hosting live Zoom presentations. We do have some strategies where you can go on live on social media. Every platform pretty much now offers the opportunity for you to go live so that you are building rapport through your marketing. That is so big. People, one of my friends, like, how do you keep hundreds of people personally sponsored to you active and you've never talked to them? Because I build rapport by doing what I'm doing now, putting a video out there. So what are you doing? You're getting to know me. You're trying to figure out if you like me, and then you get to trust me. I talk about my family a lot. A scammer is not about to put pictures of their kids and their husbands out there. And yes, while we're out and about, we get approached. People like, are you the travel queen? Oh my gosh. Hey, Yaya. Hey, Jojo. Hi, Ty. I see your mom on social media. If I was out here scamming people, yeah, I would probably not even be a real person talking to you. I'd be an AI cat or dog. It's always joke about that, but it's so true. When you are consistent on social media, people don't understand that consistency sells your business better than whatever it is that's coming out of your mouth. The fact that you're showing up. So people can join me without talking to me, and they do join me without talking to me. And many of them stay active in business with me without ever talking to me, because they know that if they need me, they can get me. They know where and how to find me. Just doing business the way that we do business, right? I never needed to talk to somebody at Apple to purchase all the Apple products that I have. I never needed to talk to, and you never talked to anybody at Shein or Fashion Nova. And these are companies where I've ordered clothes from happily, freely, because they were good with their marketing. I had the money. I knew what I wanted. I got what I wanted, and I never needed to talk to a single soul. And I realized that I wanted to build my business that way. And so for those of you who are like me, there are a lot of people who are busy and they love being busy, but they want to add some additional income. They don't want to add additional income that's going to interfere with all the other things that they have going on. my strategy will work for you. There are people on my team that have been making money as introverts. Why? Because my strategy works for introverts, for shy people, for people with a small influence, for people with no influence at all. It is something that more and more people are wanting to do. And so we wake up to total strangers enrolling, being on our team because of my posting strategies and the fact that I have an on-demand workshop that sells the business on behalf of our team. And so now, I love the fact that our host agency also have on-demand training, and it is set up to where we personally don't have to train our travel agents. So no one has to become an expert before enrolling agents. And some people will say, well, that doesn't even sound right. Oh, it sounds perfect. Because who better to teach you how to sell a cruise than the cruise line themselves? Who better to teach you how to sell an all-inclusive package for a luxury couple than that luxury resort themselves, right? And so they have these programs set up for travel agents to learn at their own pace and to get the information directly from the suppliers. And now that IntelliTravel is over 35 years old, their name is solid in the industry. We now have put respect on the travel MLM concept. Whereas before, people like Travel Queen, all she does is recruit people. Yes, proudly. Why? Why would I want to be a person that just sit here and make money off of people when I know that there are more people out here that's doing the work of a travel agent, booking travel, researching travel, getting groups together to travel for fun and for free when there's a whole commission check involved? I love teaching people how to get on the money-making side of travel. And the fact of the matter is, the more agents that's booking travel, the more commission that these suppliers are able to pay out. But that means they're in profit mode. Could you imagine? Right? And only selfish people are going to bash the travel MLM concept, because all that is us helping other agents earn money in travel. And if you don't have a scarcity mindset, a broke mentality, then guess what? You understand the power of abundance. There can be traditional travel agents out there making money, and then there's us. And then the traditional travel agents lose money, you guys. They do. I have traditional travel agents that have left their host agency to join our host agency so that they can have access to helping people join the business of travel. Because keep in mind that most people, the average person, don't understand how travel agents work. Most people think that there is an additional cost associated with booking travel through a travel agent, and that's not true. In fact, you will likely save money booking with an honest travel agent. I can't speak of these travel agents that hike up all the prices, but wherever you're booking travel, if you're already experienced booking travel, there's a commission built inside of that price. That commission that's built inside of the price, you know nothing of, because you are a consumer of travel. When you get on the business side of travel, you see the real prices and the commission, and you will then understand that even if you book directly with these hotels, resorts, cruise lines, airlines, car lines, or wherever you're booking event tickets, concert tickets, there's a commission already built inside of that price. That commission is either going to stay with the company or it's going to go to the website where that travel is sold. Well, then when you become a travel agent, you earn the commission. All right. You're going to split that commission with the host agency, and everything is fully explained in my on-demand workshop. You can get the details so you can understand how the business works. But the other side of that is that 85% of travelers are already booking their own travel. So they'll come across a travel agent after they've done their own research, and they will try to use a travel agent like Google. And any traditional travel agent can be honest with themselves and say that I am telling the truth with this, because I experienced this even as a travel agent before I bought into the team building concept. Okay. And so they're going to say, hey, I want this trip. They're going to give you the details. You're getting a quote, and all they're doing is comparing your quote to what they've already found online. And then they get to decide if they're going to go ahead and still book the trip themselves or patronize your business and book that travel with you as a travel agent. Well, for me, or a traditional travel agent, let's start there. Traditional travel agent, if it's crickets for them, that person says, you know what? The price is comparable. Even if they're not saving money, they're just going to go ahead and book it themselves. Bet. Travel agent, invested time, earned $0, got to move on to the next person. Well, we're not traditional travel agents over here. We're Planet Marketing and IntelliTravel, you guys. So as an IntelliTravel agent, if that client then decides, you know what, this price is comparable, never mind to being a travel agent, I teach my team to offer the business of travel up front. Before I book this trip and I earn a commission, can I show you how you can literally become a travel agent yourself first? Now, these people make a decision. They're saying, you know what? Yeah, I might as well do it. Or no, I'll become a client first. And I've had that situation many times throughout the years of my career where I first booked a client, they went on a trip, and then they came back and decided to become a business partner. We don't lose money. If I had people that have taken my information, gone on a trip, but didn't book with me, I don't leave it. Like some of y'all be salty about that. Not me. I'm saying, hey, listen, I see you went on that trip. And you went on the same trip that I quoted you. What did I do wrong? How can I earn your business the next time around? Who booked that trip? Did you go with another agent or did you book it yourself? They're like, oh, I just went ahead and booked it myself. Oh, well, since you're so good at booking your own travel, then you need to get on the money making side of travel. So the next time you do that, you will have access to the commission. No brainer. What do y'all think they do? Sign up. So we're not losing. We're either getting paid helping people as a customer or we're getting paid helping people as a business partner. And that's exciting to me. That's why even after almost 10 years later, this year, 10 years, oh my God, I am still excited about this opportunity. We're getting ready to hit 3,000 travel agents on my team. We will soon be at 4,000. And if you guys have been following me from the very beginning, it started off with just me. And I grew and I've been consistent. And what I love is that we are operating with two businesses that are operating from a high level of integrity. We have money back guarantees. We have customer service. We have opportunities where we are making sure that people are legitimately learning how to be travel professionals. They have real travel credentials. We report to IRS. We do all of the things that helps us be successful. People are being able to replace their job income. People who have been fired like me didn't have to return back to corporate America. And I have several people on my team that they've quit their jobs because of the success in their business. And now this year, I'm helping people to reach six figures in their own business, right? And I'm looking for more fired up, motivated, self-motivated. Let me put that in there. Fired up, self-motivated people who are looking to tap into the power of travel and entrepreneurship. So if you watched until the end of this video to learn more about my story, more about who I am, why am I so fired up and passionate about helping people, I truly want to thank you. And I can't wait to see you on the money making side of travel.